Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dear brothers and sisters. Today, I'm going to share with you a powerful, simple, yet incredibly transformative secret. Imagine that there is a unique moment in your life when everything changes. This moment is not a simple coincidence. It is orchestrated by the will of Allah, intended for those with awakened hearts. What I'm going to reveal to you today might just be that turning point for you. Many spend their lives scrolling, looking for distractions, filling a void they don't even understand. But you, at this precise moment, are invited to stop, to listen, because what follows is not trivial. It is a direct appeal to your soul. Brothers and sisters, the world around us is in turmoil. Events follow one another, faster and faster, more and more intense. Signs that were once rare have now become commonplace. Those who understand know that these are not ordinary times. Each day that passes is another step towards a historic moment. A colossal change, an upheaval prophesied centuries ago, is inexorably approaching. This is not a vague prophecy. It is not a simple belief. This is a reality that every believer must face. Through this message, I am not offering you speculations or baseless theories. What you are about to hear is rooted in our faith, confirmed by tangible signs. It is no coincidence that your heart is drawn here today. It is no coincidence that, in the vastness of the internet, you came across this video. It is because Allah calls you to open your eyes, to prepare your heart, to purify your soul. What is about to happen will transcend everything we have ever known. This is not just a time of upheaval, it is a time of revelation. Take a deep breath, forget everything around you for a few minutes, and let your heart open fully. Because what you are about to experience, Allah permitting, could well change your destiny. The world as we know it is transforming, and it is time for you to take your place in this transformation. Hang in there, stay attentive. This message is for you. Periods of prosperity followed by trials, phases of light followed by darkness. But there are rare moments when an entire page of human history turns suddenly. We are precisely on the verge of one of these moments. What is unfolding before our eyes is not a simple political, economic, or social change. It is a profound mutation, silent but powerful, which prepares the advent of a new order desired by divine wisdom. The end of an era means the end of a way of life that we have taken for granted. Yesterday's certainties are crumbling. The great powers are trembling. Societies are being torn apart. Moral foundations are crumbling. Injustices multiply, and faced with this, sincere souls feel intense pain, a nostalgia for a time when justice, faith, and honor were valued. But this pain is not in vain. It is the signal of a coming rebirth. The Quran and the Sunnah warned us, before any great transformation, there would be clear signs. And today, these signs are manifesting all around us. We are witnessing unprecedented disorders, political chaos, famines, natural disasters, incessant wars. And yet, many turn a blind eye, preferring the comfort of denial. But for those who have a living heart, these events are not a source of fear. They are a source of hope, because they announce the arrival of an immense mercy, the establishment of divine justice on earth. There is immense wisdom behind all of this. Every trial, every injustice, every betrayal prepares the ground for spiritual renewal, for an awakening of sincere hearts, for the coming of leadership guided by Allah. Brothers and sisters, do not see these upheavals as blind catastrophes. Think of them as the painful contractions preceding the birth of a new era. See them as the necessary cleansing before the descent of the beneficial rains. The informed believer knows that history is never written at random. Each event is a piece placed by the hand of Allah to achieve an ultimate goal. the restoration of justice, of truth, of light after a long night of darkness. And this mission does not belong to invisible forces or human superpowers. No, it belongs to Allah and His sincere servants. The winds of change are already blowing. Those who hear it know that there is no more time to waste. Every action, every prayer, every decision we make today will determine our place in this great upheaval. Prepare your hearts, for whoever comes, with Allah's permission, will bring the justice we have longed for. And that moment is much closer than you think. But there are also silent, almost invisible signs that only a minority of attentive souls can perceive. These signs are much more meaningful because they announce spiritual realities that the media, governments, and the popular masses deliberately or unconsciously ignore. Look around you. Do you see the acceleration of injustices, not only in visible acts, but in the very structures of societies? Do you see the rise of individualism, the normalization of lies, betrayal, and perversion? Do you see how hearts become hardened, how the truth becomes foreign even among those who claim to defend justice? These are silent but powerful signs that the balance of the world has reached a breaking point. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, said that among the signs of the end times would be the loss of confidence, the raising of the voices of the liars, and the humbling of the truthful. Today, isn't this what we are experiencing? Those who denounce injustices are censored. Those who advocate righteousness are mocked. And those who follow their lawless desire are applauded and celebrated. These profound transformations are the beginnings of a historic shift. Every small event, every decision taken in the shadows, every attack on Islamic morality, every abandonment of fundamental values is a piece added to the puzzle that heralds the next great upheaval. And in this puzzle, a major element is expected: the emergence of the Mahdi by the permission of Allah. But be careful. The coming of the Mahdi is not a sudden miracle falling from the sky to correct our errors while we sleep in negligence. It is preceded by an almost total collapse of the current system. Those who do not prepare internally will be blinded, panic-stricken, unable to recognize the truth when it appears before their eyes. Only those who have kept watch, who have maintained their inner light despite the outer darkness, will be able to seize the historic opportunity that will open up. The majority will continue to look for answers in false prophets, in the empty promises of failed systems. But the minority, those who have listened to the silent signs, who have purified their hearts and strengthened their faith, will know that this tumult is only the prelude to the promised deliverance. Brothers and sisters, pay attention. The signs are everywhere, but only faith will allow you to understand them. It is no coincidence that your heart today urges you to seek the truth. It is no coincidence that you feel that a big change is approaching. This feeling comes from Allah. He invites you not to remain passive. Get ready, because the time is much closer than the world would have you believe. Every day counts. Every choice counts. Be among those who will have recognized the signs when the majority will be immersed in the illusion. But today, many of these scholars are silent, held back by fear, interest, or blindness. Yet one truth burns in their hearts. They know that the world is falling into a critical phase that ancient books have described. They know that waiting for the Mahdi is no longer a simple abstract belief. It becomes a concrete emergency. Why this silence? Because telling the truth right now would be expensive. The consequences would be serious. Marginalization, persecution, accusations, loss of status. Many fear for their place in this world more than they fear for their position in the afterlife. But a few, rare, continue to whisper to attentive ears that the time has come to prepare, not in panic, but in conscience and faith. These scholars remind us that the Mahdi will not come to satisfy materialistic desires. He will come to restore justice in a corrupt world, but at an immense price: conflicts, trials, sacrifices. Those who expect effortless deliverance will be sorely disappointed. Those who think they can remain neutral in the great battle of truth versus falsehood will be swept away by events. Scholars who know this deep down understand that the Mahdi's mission is much more serious, much more demanding than many imagine. Ancient texts, authentic hadiths, and the stories of the first companions warn us that the coming of the Mahdi will be preceded by general chaos, the collapse of tyrannies, and a difficult return to the pure essence of Islam. But this process will not be gentle. It will shake up societies, shatter certainties, and forge a new spiritual elite through the ordeal. True scholars know that those who will survive this storm will not be those who hold property or social positions, but those who have cultivated patience, truth, and sincere submission to Allah. There are also specific signs that certain great sheikhs have recognized and observed: the division of Muslims into irreconcilable factions, the loss of true knowledge, the rise of unjust authorities, the trivialization of the illicit. These elements, when they all come together, leave no doubt. The moment is very near. But how many dare to say it loud and clear? How many prefer to look away and talk about harmless topics so as not to disturb their audiences? Brothers and sisters, remember this: the truth is often silent before it becomes loud. Those who today perceive the whispers of truth will tomorrow be witnesses to the shards of reality. Be one of those who listen with their heart, because the silence of scholars is sometimes a cry addressed to those who know how to listen beyond words. However, what many do not know is that the most important signs are often invisible to those who are blinded by the hustle and bustle of everyday life. They are not in the spectacular, but in the subtle, in the profound transformations of our societies, our hearts, and our ways of life. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, announced that one of the marks of the end time would be the normalization of injustices, the inversion of values, the domination of trivialities over reason. Look around you. Are we not witnessing the glorification of evil under the guise of progress? Are we not witnessing the collapse of moral principles even in our own homes? Humanity is sinking into a dark night, not because there is a lack of light, but because many refuse to see it. Major economic and political transformations are also powerful signs. The gradual disappearance of traditional intermediaries in trade, the emergence of a global elite which controls immense resources, the planned ruin of modest peoples, all this prepares the ground for global change. Those who read between the lines understand that all this is a stage, the construction of a fragile world, ready to collapse under the weight of its own contradictions, to make way for what has been announced. Another sign, even more subtle, is the change in the human soul. Hearts become more and more insensitive. People can see terrible injustices, atrocities, public humiliations without reacting, without shedding a tear, without making an invocation. This coldness is not natural. It is a clear sign that times are changing and that humanity is approaching a critical stage. For when hearts become hard, punishment is near. Lost souls begin to turn, in their solitude, to Allah. This double dynamic, the general hardening and the awakening of a few, is a sign announced by the ancients. Before the great wave overwhelms the world, Allah awakens some to be witnesses of His power. The coming of the Mahdi is not a brutal break with the world as we know it. It is a process, a gradual rise of signs, often imperceptible to those who do not have their eyes open. Every injustice, every collapse, every inner awakening is a stone added to the path that leads to his coming. Those who wait for a thunderous shock to believe will be among the last to understand. Those who observe, meditate, and prepare today will be among the first to welcome the light when it arises. They feel an urgent need to return to the fundamentals: sincere prayer, constant dhikr, serious study of the Quran. They feel that the time to play is over, that the time has come to prepare internally. These souls chosen by divine will feel the call of the future. They understand that victory will not come through slogans or noisy demonstrations, but through a profound interior reform, through a real purification of the heart. Those who awaken also feel that the division among Muslims is one of the greatest traps set by Satan. They do not dwell on secondary quarrels, sterile arguments, conflicts of egos. They look higher, further. They know that the Mahdi will not appear to support divided groups, but to unify an ummah which has understood the urgency of totally abandoning itself to the will of Allah. Their concern is to be individually ready before even hoping for collective changes. The secret awakening of these believers is also marked by a change in their relationship to the material world. They no longer seek glory, useless possessions, or the recognition of men. They seek the satisfaction of Allah. They know that the days of apparent comfort are numbered, that true wealth lies in a firm heart, in unwavering faith. Their preparation is discreet but constant. They increase their sabr, their tawakkul, their awareness of Allah. My dear brothers and sisters, it is imperative that we understand how serious the time is and how crucial the moment we are experiencing is. The Mahdi is not simply a figure of prophecy or legend, but an imminent reality, according to the clear signs we observe in the world today. Those who will be ready to welcome this great event will be those who have been able to maintain their faith in times of uncertainty and tumult. The warning signs of its arrival are present around us, but how many of us are really prepared for this radical transformation that will shake the earth and the sky? It is our duty to stay awake, strengthen our commitment to Allah, and seek to be among the righteous who will welcome the light of the Mahdi. The world, as we know it, is changing, and everything that seems stable could dissolve in the flames of the trials that will precede the appearance of the Mahdi. Rest assured that even in times of trial, we are never alone. Allah, in His infinite mercy, will guide us through these trials if we place our trust in Him. The Mahdi, by divine permission, will come to restore justice and peace on earth. It will not be the end, but the beginning of a new era where Islam will shine in all its splendor. So, my dear brothers and sisters, let us prepare our hearts, purify our intentions, and hold fast to the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad. Peace and blessings be upon him. The time has come to prepare ourselves for this great moment. For when the Mahdi comes, he will not come just to transform the outside world, but also to transform our hearts. And this change starts today, with us. May Allah grant us the strength and patience necessary to get through this period of trials, and be among those who, at the time of the Mahdi's appearance, will be ready to walk alongside him, to restore justice and peace in this world.